Hello, this is Jill from Baby Daisy Crafting. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you that presses play on the videos. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you like what you see today, please do take time to press the subscribe button at the bottom and then you won't miss any of my creations. And today I'm taking part in the Project Share blog hop. This is a group of 4 of us, 4 UK Stampin' Up demos, who every month we do a blog hop and we choose a theme, and this month our theme is our retiring favourites. So anything from the Spring Mini catalogue, which I've got here, let me just show you. Here's our Spring Mini. Loads of lovely things in there, loads of lovely things on offer at the minute. I went through this on one of my other videos, couple of videos back. If you look on my channel, we'll highlight all the things that have got really good discounts on them, so really not to be missed. But today I'm highlighting this stamp set, which will be retiring with the catalogue, and it's on page, and it's very easily missed. It is on page 88 of the spring catalogue. It says be a host, and it's our host stamp, what we call a host stamp set, which means that you can, if you spend over £150, you can gain stamping rewards, which means you get money back to spend on product. So £150 would get you £15 to spend on other products, and you can then choose to spend it. Only £12, this stamp set, so I think it's a real bargain. The other thing is that at the moment we've got an offer on that if you spend over £200, you get an extra £20 stamping rewards. So if you spend £20, £200 on an order, you'd get £40 of stamping rewards free. So you get £40 of products free. So this stamp set, £12, could be part of it. Then you'd still have another £28 to spend for absolutely free. But of course, that's a lot of money to spend on crafting materials, and not for all of us. I do appreciate that. Anyway, today we're going to use this. We're going to use this little hydrangea. So this was called Sweet Sampler. So what it did was it drew on several of the sweets in the mini catalogue and just had little versions of them. So this goes with the, there's a seashells. I don't know what it's called, seashells set. This one, I think there's a, it's dandelions and meadows or something like that. I can't remember what, dandy garden. Not sure what that goes with. That one goes with art gallery. This obviously goes with the hydrangea suite, and that's what we're going to be using today. I actually prefer this to the hydrangea suite because it's a nicer size. It's a really lovely size to pop on a card. So that's what we're going to use today. So this was my card that I made earlier in Highland Heather. Today I'm going to use one of our new in colours. I'm going to use polished pink and make a pink hydrangea. So let's get started. I've got a piece of cardstock here that is 15 by 21 centimetres, and I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to score at 10.5 to make my card blank. And then I've got a piece of vellum, which I don't know what I've done with it actually. Just have a little search in a minute. Thought I'd got everything out that I needed. What did I do with my vellum? Oh, okay. Thought I did cut a piece of vellum, but it seems to have disappeared, so I can do that on camera. That's not a problem. Let me just grab a piece of vellum. So I've got a sheet of vellum here, and I think the vellum, if I remember rightly from cutting it before, was 8.5 by 13 centimetres. So let's just do that. As I say, I did think I had this prepared, and I'll find it when I clear up because I tidy my desk. There we go. We have had the most beautiful weather in the UK for the last 4 or 5 days. Absolutely gorgeous, sunny, not too hot. I'm not a great sun lover when it's too hot, but these temperatures are perfect. Warm enough to go out in a t-shirt without getting over hot. Really perfect. Right, there we go. Right, so that's going to layer onto there in a minute. Okay, but first we're going to stamp our hydrangea and then die cut it with one of the dies from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. So those, these are the Stitch So Sweetly dies. So you get all these layering scalloped and stitched rectangles, which are great. And then you get all these lovely label shaped dies which layer on top of each other. Happy to say they're still in the new catalogue, so they're not retiring. It's this Hydrangea stamp that will be going, so if you want it. So I'm just going to place that on there so that when I stamp I can get a rough idea of where I want it to be, but it doesn't need to be exact because I can die cut it after. So I'm going to stamp in Memento Black, Tuxedo Black. So I'm going to be using blends to colour, and so you need to use Memento ink for those, and then they won't bleed. So this needs to go roughly there, I would say. Perfect. Stamped so nicely. Right, and then we just need to position this on our die. I'm going to grab a little bit of washi tape, hold my die in place. There we go. Washi tape is great because the tack on it is not too strong, so it will won't oh, I need to move my, there we go. Oh, there's my piece of vellum underneath my grid paper. Knew I'd cut it out somewhere. Hey ho, I've got two now. Right, I'm hoping this will go through my mini, which it won't. Oh. Right, I'll get my big machine out. Oh, I should have tested that beforehand. There we go. Not a problem. Just not quite as handy as using the mini, but I do still have it. I have it on a shelf behind me that I can reach without getting up, so it's not too much of a hassle. Right, let's just push that through. You'll see how easy it is to use the big machine. It goes through really smoothly, almost like butter. Really great. And these plates, although I've used them a lot, which you can see I've used them a lot, they're not really, this one's bowed a little bit. This one, which I use on the bottom for the cutting, isn't. And they're still both perfectly usable, and I can't tell you how many times I've used my die cutter, into the thousands. So that's quite good. In terms of economics. Right, put my grid paper back. Right, now we're going to colour this, okay, and we're going to use some blends. We're going to use Old Olive and Polished Pink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Polished Pink and I am going to just colour the flower heads with the light polished. This is light polished pink that I'm using at the minute. It's looking a bit of a neon pink actually, but it will be fine. And then just the little flower head as well. I've got hydrangeas in my garden actually. I've got a beautiful one that has sort of like conical flowers. I think it's called like Strawberry Fray. And it's has white flowers and they gradually turn pale pink as they get older. It's really pretty. Right, now with the dark polished pink, I'm just going to go and just put a dot in the middle of any of these hydrangeas. I think it was Verity, one of our Project Share girls, one of my Project Share colleagues, who suggested this way of colouring this, and I just thought it was quite pretty. So there we go. One thing about polished pink I've noticed with the stamp pad as well, it does calm down quite a lot as it dries. It looks very vivid when you first do it, and then it calms down a bit. Right, I'm just going to go over that again. Just smooth some of that out a bit. There, perfect. And then I'm going to bring in the Old Olive. I'm going to start again with light and do the leaves. Like so. And then turn it over and use the bullet point to just do the stems. Like that. And then I'm just going to bring in the dark, and I'm just going to do some of these veins give the leaves a little bit of dynamism, like so. And then I'm just going to go over those again. So if you go over with the light again, it just helps the colours to blend together so you don't get any harsh lines. This really transformed my colouring using these blends pens. I really wasn't a great colourer before, but now I feel like maybe I'm okay. Right, now this is going to mount on there and then on there. Oh, liking this colour scheme. But before we do, we're going to add a little bit of ribbon. So I'm using the Open Weave in colour ribbon. So I just want a little bit to go across there. Where's my ribbon scissors? Nobody is allowed to use my ribbon scissors, of course. Right, and I'm just going to use a little bit of tear and tape on the back. So I'm not going to secure this at the front. I'm going to secure it at the back so that you don't see any adhesive, because you will see the adhesive through it. So there we go. So let's take the backing off there. Let's find some tweezers. There we go. Can't get the backing off, doesn't want to come off. Does this sometimes. There we go. You just catch a corner and it just doesn't want to relinquish its grip. There we go. And then turn it round to the front and just position it where you think you might want it. And then just put that round at the back there. And then this side, and then you can pull this side nice and taut before you glue it down. Like so. There we go. And then that panel is ready to be mounted on that panel, which is ready to be mounted on that panel. And then we're going to finish off. Oh, now before we do that, let's do our greeting. So let's take a little bit of card. Get rid of my washi tape there. And I'm going to take a happy birthday stamp from Timeless Tulips, actually. It's from this set. And it's got this really lovely little happy birthday, which I've used a lot. I love that. I love the get well soon. I like the hello, I like the happy Mother's Day. Quite pretty little fonts, and they're a nice size, these greetings. So let's take our Memento Black and stamp happy birthday. Perfect. And then we're just going to cut that down. Bring back my trimmer. Just going to cut that down a bit so it's not quite as wide. I'm doing it all by eye. Of course, if you need to, you can measure it. But I tend to do a lot of things like this by eye. Right, and then that's going to go there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the middle of the happy birthday, because I want to centre it. So I'm going to measure where the middle of the happy birthday is. So can you see? Let me push this up a bit so you can see. Happy birthday measures about 4 centimetres, so the middle is 2 centimetres. And then the middle of this, which is stuck to the vellum before I wanted it to with the double-sided tape. Actually, I think my ribbon is going a bit ski-whiff there. I'm just going to sort that out. It's going up a bit. I want it to go straight across. So I'm just going to sort that out. There we go. That's better. That's better. Is it? Is it going down now? Dear, one of those days. Right, okay. So I'm going to mark this. No, what am I going to do? I'm going to mark the middle of the vellum. Mark the middle of the vellum at 4 1/4, and then I know that if I line those 2 pencil marks up, then that will be centred. So I'm going to do this with double-sided tape because I'm not sure how the wet glue will take. I think it might buckle the I know you can tear the tear and tape. I'm just going to cut it for now. I think it might buckle, so I'm just going to use tear and tape on that for the moment. And then this is going to go, so lining up the pencil marks and just a little bit beyond the bottom, not too far near the bottom. and then I can trim that off, and that's going to be a nice flush line along there. There we go. Right, now this is going to mount on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tear and tape in the middle, but not around the edges, because I don't want to have to see it, but it will be fine. Suppose I could tear that. Ugh. Didn't want to tear. It's very, very hot in my craft room today, and I've had to close the door because I'm filming. So as soon as I'm done, I will be opening the door and getting the fan on. Can't have the fan on while I'm filming because it's too noisy. It does stay pretty cool, our house, but when the door's closed in this little room, this is a tiny little room that I'm in, it does get a bit warm. How about all you? What sort of weathers are you having at the moment? I know my followers are all over the world, so some of you will be in the middle of winter. Some of you will be coming into summer like us. Right, there we go. So stick that down. Just rub out the little mark that you put on the happy birthday. Once again, I'm using one of my little mechanical pencils with the rubber on the end. And then our panel is going to stick on there. And then I've just got to do a couple of embellishments and we're done. Well, as I've been using tear and tape, I think I might carry on. So, a bit along there. It's just working with vellum. It can be a bit awkward if you use wet glue with it, which is why I'm using tear and tape today. It will work, but you just need to be a bit careful. And I'm not sure the combination of the wet glue and the heat today. I'm not sure what that would do to it. Oops, that didn't want to stick down. Stick down there. There we go. So, I know some of you with nails can get this backing off a lot easier. I just can't use my nails to do it. It just won't work. So I use my trusty tweezers, as you will have seen on many of my videos. There we go. So there we go. I've just been watching a video today of somebody showing a few of the new items that will be in the Christmas catalogue. I can't believe we've only just got some nice warm summer weather here and now somebody's talking about Christmas crafting. It's unbelievable. I don't think I'm quite ready for Christmas yet. Right, now I'm just going to tie a little bow out of this ribbon. So it's not going to, I didn't tie it in the ribbon that I am attached. I'm going to tie it separately. Oh, at least I would if I could. Sometimes bows go really easily. Sometimes they're a complete nightmare. Is this going to be a complete nightmare day? No, there we go. Excellent. So just pull it in small and then you can pull it out and tighten it up. There we go. And then that is just going to sit on here. I'll just trim off the ends like so. And the best thing to use to attach ribbon like this, I think, is a glue dot, or maybe more than one glue dot. So just take a glue dot and put it on the back of the ribbon, and you might get away with another, just to hold it really carefully in place, putting it behind where the ribbon is thick so you're not going to see it, so where there's several layers of ribbon. And then that is just going to glue on here like so. And then the only other thing I did on my other card was add some pastel pearls. So let's see if we've got, if I can find them at all in my jumble of a drawer. Oh, where are they? No, not appearing. Sure they're in here somewhere. Just talk. Oh, there they are. Upside down. Right, so we've got some pale pink ones here, which will be perfect. So, where's my tweezers? There they are. So we'll just use these. I don't know what colour these are in, actually. They're not, I don't think they're Blushing Bride. Don't know what colour these are. But they coordinate quite well with my project, so I'm quite happy with that. And there we, oh, now I'm going to do a panel inside. Yes, I forgot to do the panel inside. So here, I just stamped the hydrangea again and added a little panel inside. So I'll just do, while I'm here, I'll just do that as well. Get a bit of scrap paper because it's going to go over the edge. So there's my stamp. Where's my memento ink? So I think this is one of the nicest things about handmade cards, is carrying over the design. Could also do it on the envelope, which would be lovely. So I'm not going to stamp the whole hydrangea, just part of it poking up through the corner like that. And then exactly the same colouring as we did before. So the light polished pink. And it has calmed down a lot on my original one now that it's dried out a bit. This sort of neon pink has calmed down a lot to a much nicer shade. There we go. And just a little dot in the middle with our dark polished pink. And then just run over that again with the light polished pink. And then just the same plan with the leaves. Oh, I've got a smudge there. What am I going to do with that? I don't know how I managed to get that. I have got my sand eraser, so I might use my sand eraser when I come off camera. If you don't know, Tombow makes sand erasers, which are really great because they just sort of scuff off the surface of the card a little bit, but don't leave it feeling rough or anything. They're really fantastic. And anytime I have a little smudge of ink, I just use my sand eraser. And there we go. And I wonder what all the other girls in the blog hop have been doing today. I'm hoping we all will have chosen a different set to showcase, one that's retiring. Hope you don't miss any of your favourites. Just bear in mind that now we're in the last month, things do sell out quite quickly. They won't be replaced. So once things sell out now, they won't be ordered again. So if there's anything that you really wanted and had your eye on, it's probably best to get it, because so many people, I get so many emails the day after a catalogue has retired saying, oh, I missed this, have you got any of this, have you got a set of this? And quite often I have to say, no, I'm sorry, I haven't. Right, and that's just going to glue in there, and I am just going to use a little bit of Tombow to do that, just because we're nowhere near the vellum. At least I would, again, if I could find my Tombow. Oh, I need to be a bit more prepared for these videos, don't I? Right there. Lots of you did take advantage of the sale on the 1st. When was that? Tuesday? Was it Tuesday? I'm glad to say I had a lot of orders that came through, which I'm very grateful for, so thank you. And I hope you all managed to get some bargains and will enjoy playing with your new goodies when they arrive. I had to place a little order myself as well. Just a bit naughty, but couldn't resist the bargains. And there we are. There's our 2 cards with the sweet sampler set with the Hydrangea stamp. Really pretty cards. I hope you like them. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you want to get a notification whenever I post a new video, you can always press the bell. So you need to press the subscribe button and then the bell will appear, and you can press the bell and you'll get a notification when I post a new video. Anyway, thank you for watching that today. I hope you've enjoyed the blog hop with all the other projects, and I hope you'll come back soon to see me. Thanks very much. Have a nice day.